Hey, Superman's on digital. Did you know that?
I heard that rumor. I
It's
have
on
it
the
on
back,
physical.
on the back of your. But we have count them, two new Absolute Comics this week. We're going to talk about both of them right after this. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and um, leave us a comment. Yeah, that's it. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Whether you like this stuff or not, hopefully you're liking it because we're like 160 weeks in now. So,
Good grief, it goes so fast.
yeah, exactly. Um, but we've got two Absolute Comics this week. We have Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, both number 14. So we're well in our way into year number 2 of the Absolute universe. And we have we have the final showdown between Batman and Bane in Absolute Batman. So why don't we
And the
start there?
final showdown between Diana and Diana.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yes.
Pretty
Which
climactic week for Absolute DC.
yeah, exactly. But let's start with Absolute Batman.
Oh, this
Um,
one was on a lot of people's short list right here.
it really was. It
Highly
seems
anticipated.
Yeah, and it seems like top 10 lists, there's like at least 3 or 4 Absolute Batman titles, Absolute Batman issues in every single week. So
Yeah, before we get into this, what have you thought of the overall Bane storyline in Absolute? Like the way he's presented, the way he was built up, because Nightfall is one of the most iconic Batman
mhm.
runs ever. Really, the breaking of the bat, the introduction of Bane, he is ridiculously iconic, memorable. Like and this is it's a big character to bring into Absolute. And they kind of did him first.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of have I feel more sympathetic to Absolute Bane than I do to Dr. Brenner. Um,
Oh man, that's rough.
because I
That's
feel
rough
like
for Brenner.
yeah, I feel like Absolute Bane is actually he's trying to, although he's right now he's trying to beat Batman. He really is just trying to get someone to take his place. It seems like so he can
Hey, you
retire.
remember when this sympathetic Bane beat up Oz and left him in the hospital with all of his bones broken but alive?
Yep.
Hey, you remember when he broke Harvey's face?
Yeah.
Remember when he killed his own dad?
Yeah.
I don't remember Dr. Brenner doing none of that.
Nah. Well, we don't know. There's a whole
Yeah, he probably did.
there's a whole other miniseries in there somewhere.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, all right. Yeah, big finale here. The final countdown to set it up. Batman has been kidnapped a handful of times by Bane, experimented on in Arkham. He's got venom coursing through his veins. He got free, and he's got Selina and Alfred on his side, and he said, enough is enough. I'm going to call Bane out proper, and he goes to the local stadium, center field, and challenges Bane publicly over the airwaves. And that's where it left us off, knowing that Bane is coming for the final showdown, a fight to the death, 1v1. Let's go. That's how it ended. That's
Yeah.
what we've been waiting on this issue to see.
What do we call it? Mono y mano, right?
Mono e mono.
Yeah.
Monster e monster, really.
Exactly. Right. And so this whole issue is kind of it tells two narratives at the same time. It tells, if you remember, it also tells Waylon's story in a boxing match against I almost said Bilbo Baggins, but that's not right.
No.
He could have won that one easily.
Yeah, so it was Bibbo, not Baggins. Yeah, not
Right.
Baggins, different
Right.
Bibbo.
Right.
But yeah, for a context on that, we've been doing this flashback throughout the last handful of issues where back in the past, Waylon got a shot to fill in for a boxer who couldn't make it. And it was this whole thing like he trusted his best friend Bruce to be his corner man to help train him up. No one thinks Waylon can win it, which in all theory, he shouldn't be able to. He's outmatched, outclassed, and outskilled in this. And Bruce and Selina kind of went behind his back to try to rig the fight to try to help Waylon, in air quotes here, help Waylon, when all he needed is his friend to believe in him. And whether he goes out there and wins or falls wasn't the point. Like, I'm going to go out there and give it my all. I need my boy to have my back. And it seemed like he did it. And it was kind of showing that break in trust of friendship, which is important because in current time, Waylon is Croc. He was experimented on in Arkham, and they revealed that. He's this really, really cool designed version of Croc with an actual long snout, which is dope. Very reptilian right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that comes into play is that bond between them, because the end of the last issue ended with Batman saying, I'm going to the stadium, but I got a plan. And it shows him taking a bunch of raw meat down into the sewers to try to draw Waylon out. And you see Waylon scurrying toward Batman at the end of the last issue. So clearly he has something with Croc up his sleeve for this Bane fight. That's why you can tell from this ridiculously awesome cover, which I'll be honest with you, this is like a slab worthy cover alone. Like that is super cool. A covers for the win sometimes, and this one absolutely nailed it.
Right. So we have Waylon against Bibbo Babowski is the person.
Babowski.
Right. And then we have Batman against Bane, and basically they're contrasting those two because it seems as though in both cases, both Waylon and Batman are entering no-win situations for them.
Which, if this was Captain Kirk, he wouldn't accept that.
Exactly. True.
There's so much behind-the-scene jokes happening right now.
Exactly. You guys should just hear what we talk about when we're not on camera.
Yeah.
We get
pretty much the first page is just teeing all of that up. You see all of your characters. You see Alfred talking about you're not ready for this fight. You see the Riddler saying, I mean, I'm ready, because all of his friends are there. They're kind of talking about how he has venom coursing through his veins and just enough for one more kind of freak out and to save it for the fight. And little flashbacks to like Waylon. Like it's just a bunch of floating heads. I got to tell you, Nick Dragotta's panel layouts are not the greatest. Sometimes it can be a little convoluted, confusing, and really small, but it's just a little where everyone's at, just saying really random stuff that's kind of contextual is all. But it really gets into it on page 4, where it kind of starts with a news briefing going out, talking about how the mayor is stating Batman's out there talking about a fight with Bane. There's no such thing as Bane. Batman's the nuisance. Vigilantism, ignore him. He's crazy. Nothing's happening. There's no fight. Go back to your lives. Don't worry about it. As soon as the airwaves cut, he's like, guys, go shut this down now. We can't have this happening in the city.
Yeah, exactly. There's no fight unless there is, of course.
No, don't worry about it. Stop this now.
Then we get a flash to Bane, who's basically preparing for the fight, basically talking about how he's going to beat Bruce, and
this is my last job for you guys, because he's been willingly working for Arkham, doing all these crazy things, overthrowing governments, going after Gotham, going after the Batman. He's looking for a successor. He's peaked out. Their experiment of what they can do physically with this human being Bane and augmenting him is peaked out. So they're looking for their next experiment. It's up to Bane to go out there and push and test people and find their limits to see if they're candidates for the next Arkham experiment. That's what Batman is to them. And Bane is the pathway to get him there. So he figures, once I beat Batman and get him to you, you won't need me anymore. And they're saying like, yeah, we don't, this will be it. But really, do you think you'll want to be done anyway? It's like kind of like you see that mob mentality kind of hiding back there, there's really no out.
Right. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Exactly.
Right. Switch to Batman talking to Alfred and Harley Quinn, basically all saying, you can't do this already. And Batman is basically saying, hey, you know what? It's time. I got a plan. Don't worry about it. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, and you see Harley Quinn running around in the bleacher section, setting up some drones to fly around. You see Alfred in some kind of cockpit with a crosshair. So clearly, this ain't no 1v1. He's bringing the whole gang along for this battle. Bane goes walking out there into the middle of the stadium saying, well, here I am. And the lights come on and Batman's already out there. And Harley screams, let's make him famous, and flies these drones up where they're televising it. Apparently they're
right. Quick, we throughout this entire fight, we're getting quick one panel flashbacks to Waylon,
to the boxing match. Yeah, you see them, the fixer announcing the seventh round is when he's going to take the dive. Mm-hmm. Waylon's supposed to take a dive and let Bibbo win, and everyone's going to make a lot of money. We're gonna do good.
Right. We've got Alfred basically shooting something into the back of Bane that's supposed to incapacitate him.
Oh, you got to mention the page before that.
Oh yeah, welcome to Gotham.
Batman steps on a foot pedal and an explosion happens, and the sky the skyscraper next to the stadium blows and falls over onto Bane, drops an entire skyscraper onto this guy.
Yeah, it's a little bit extreme.
A little extreme, and then he just rises out of the skyscraper wearing nothing but a diaper and a tiny little head. His
I was
whole
just gonna
body
say
grows.
that. It's like they haven't found a way to make the head bigger with the Venom. It's like
No,
everything else.
no.
But
That's what they meant when they said we've gone as far as we can. We just can't
yeah,
figure out how to get your head bigger.
yeah,
But they dropped the skyscraper on him. Alfred shoots from the Batmobile javelin / harpoons into his back. He shoots harpoons into his back and then just drives straight at him and just hits him with the. I can't tell what's happening in that panel. Like, is it the Batmobile behind him? Is it through him? I just don't understand what that is.
yeah. It looks like he's driving. Then he drives at him basically after he shoots the harpoon. But you would think that with the harpoon, you would be going away.
Yeah, I thought he was going to drag him around, but he harpooned him and went right at him. And Bane just swings the harpoon around, throws the Batmobile. Really no problem. And you see these are what it looks like with the little fight bubbles that pop up all throughout it. We'll check in with them a little bit later when it gets to a relevant part. But yeah, he throws that. Batman starts going ham, throwing his cape spikes into his eyes, really pulls his eyeball out with it. He throws a little cape into it, plucks his eyeball, jumps on his back, takes his little, what do they call it? His bat ear knives out,
Yeah.
starts stabbing him, slashing him, going crazy, hopping around. But then Bane catches his cape and just boom, slams him. It gets pretty intense. And about this time, bald-headed Harley screams, "Release the Green Machine!" And her little minions, like in a Roman Colosseum, grab the chains and pull the floor covering out. And here comes that dude.
Boom.
Wow, look at that. That is awesome. Look at Croc. Croc comes out as another Arkham experiment. Look at that, biting his whole body. It looks like he's ripping into his groin, too. I just noticed that. But about this time, Batman runs up and with his axe and takes a huge shot into Bane. You see his eyeballs already growing back in. Takes a big chunk of meat out of him. Flicks Batman away. This it's pretty much just a fight issue, guys. Like, this whole battle is a fight.
Yeah, this would have been a cool one for Daniel Warren Johnson to do.
Yeah, Dragotta doesn't do a bad job. Meanwhile, Harley's taking some shots at him. Croc's doing his thing fighting, and it looks like Bane's about to do the famous King Kong move on him, where you grab him by the jaws and separate him, and he sees that happening, so Batman runs down, takes a dive at him, screams, "Waylon!" And right when he's about to rip Croc's jaws open, Batman catches him down his back, like severing it all the way into his spine, like a properly placed hit directly in the meat. And Waylon's fine.
Using the hammer with his symbol on the end. So that's what he uses to.
Yeah, the axe.
The axe, yeah.
Yeah, and he peeled him open right when the spot where kind of like that's where all the stuff is happening. Time to bounce over to Waylon in the flashback. In the fight, we're at the dive. We're at the 7th inning. But Bruce runs down and starts hyping him up. Waylon's like legit about to get got. And Bruce runs down there to give him a little hype up. And this is where it gets nuts. He goes walking up Bane's back at this point. He's like, "I severed your spine at the thoracic, which means you can't use your legs anymore, but that's okay. You still have your arms." And then he pulls up his axe and hacks. "Oh man, now you can't use your arms either, but hey, you can still bite me. And no, we're not that different, Bane. We both lost fathers. The difference is I didn't break my father's back or his heart." And Bane says, "Roar!" and then flexes, and now like he goes into his final like glow up moment where he gets bigger and nastier and everything, bigger than before, bigger than they predicted, bigger than they knew or thought he could ever be. And it is just getting a little weird at this point, if you ask me.
It's funny because he says, "I didn't break my father's heart." Apparently, he hasn't read the annual this year.
He has not. He definitely did.
Right, so we have basically a Bane that is basically torn open from the backside. He's just all over, and he's like, but he's not done yet. He's still not done.
No, he's just banging and beating on Batman. And if you look, he's mutated and grown so big that he's growing like multiple mouths and eyeballs all over his body and stuff. But he's exceeded all the expectations of Arkham. And Batman's had this one little bit of venom left in him, which they warned him about using. Like you can lose yourself using that venom that's coursing through your veins. But now that he's beat up and looking at this giant monstrous Bane, he said, I'll use it. And he says, Catwoman. And about this time, we finally see what she's up to. She's been the sharpshooter with her tail cannon. She takes a shot and she actually hits him. They have extracted the venom that was in Bruce and weaponized it and just hit him with it, thus overloading him. They waited until he hit his critical point, and then they hit him with more venom, overloading him. So this giant glob abomination of a person just OD'd on venom.
Yeah, and that's how they finally defeat, basically by making him so strong that he can't even stand or even be a person anymore.
Meanwhile, tell them what happened at the boxing match in the past.
We basically have a Al Michaels moment where we from the 1980 Olympics, the American hockey players beat the Russians.
It was a miracle.
He even says those words? Do you believe in miracles? Someone says, "Do you believe in miracles?" Wayland refuses to give up. He doesn't take the dive. He ends up beating Bibbo Bilbowski, and then we have someone scream, "Do you believe in miracles?" So he basically takes his opponent and basically flips him, throws him for the win. So.
Yeah, so the fixer's all pissed. I want Wayne dead. Turns out Bruce and Selena ended up betting on him and gassing him up, and they did win a lot of money because they ended up believing him in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do they do with Bane at this point? Now that you have this glob of flesh, meaty nastiness, what are they going to do with it? Now we find out what's the advantages of having a giant dump truck for a Batmobile.
Exactly.
So they load
move them around.
This biological glob of man meat into the back of this dumpster, this dump truck, this Batmobile, and they drive it to the bay and just dump him in the water. Like what? That was savage.
Yeah. It was. It is basically. He kind of looks like, if you're a Stranger Things fan, kind of looks like the globs that kept coming together to form the giant.
Season 3.
Yeah, exactly.
That was such a great season.
Yeah.
The real world mind flayer monster thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So after dumping it there, it cuts to Selena in an airplane flying off to her next adventure, and the stewardess asking, "Can I put your bag above your head?" She says, "No, I think I'll hang on to this one." And she cracks it open. You look inside. She has a vial of venom. So some of the venom they extracted from Bruce, they didn't use all of it to weaponize it. That shisty Catwoman kept some for herself. But that's not all. We get the after credit shot back at the labs.
Right. So what really did happen to Bane?
It looks like they went and gathered him up or found some of his remains, and they have almost like this 80s sci-fi version of him in a floating vial where you have his brain matter, some spine and eyes, and it looks like it's reforming, and them kind of talking to this thing, despite it not having ears, saying that, your work is never done. Joker pops in on video and says, "I just wanted to put your mind at ease. The whole incident, I see it as a minor setback. Now, look, I know you were hoping to retire. Basically go home, be with your family, but no worries. You can move on now. I've handled it. You don't have to worry about your family anymore. I've taken care of it." And it flashes to his island home, his wife and kid, and Joker dropping a nuke on the daggum island. Like Jesus, Joker just nuked Bane's family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. So Bane's sitting there with no arms, no legs, no ears.
No family.
And now no family.
Right.
So, savage.
Mm-hmm. With just a single teaser from the next issue that says "Next Joker." So we get the Joker in the next issue, as it's been announced all over the place. Issue number 15 is when we get to finally see the full Joker in his full Jokerized version. So
it's gonna be weird. Can't wait.
It is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of weird.
Yeah, we're in this two-parter kind of story arc layover story. This is the second little two-parter we did. And this one's pretty interesting. Where it left us was Wonder Woman responding to these attacks that are happening around the globe. We found out through them doing a little research and stuff that there's a cost to using magic, which Wonder Woman does.
Mm-hmm.
And her using the magic, this is the cost. It's almost an energy-based negative emotion driven entity that is her. It's her negative energy because she's such a positive physical force of good. This is a negative non-physical force of bad energy. And she's trying to figure out how to stop it. She's encountered it a couple times and she's discovered that physically fighting it doesn't seem to be working. It's only getting stronger, and its negative energy causes her to think irrationally, get mad and everything, and get her out of her element. So it's her trying to figure out what's to do.
I'm going to make a prediction that Mark did not read pages 5 through 7.
Oh, dude, I was pissed. And I was even more mad when I worked so hard at pages 5 through 7 just to realize they're just repeating themselves over and over again.
And it's not even Zatanna.
Oh, I was mad. That was Zatanna popping up just to annoy me.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, we start, like you said, with if you recall at the end of the last issue, that's where Diana has a realization that basically it's her. She's fighting herself. She's the reason why all this stuff is happening.
Yeah, and this one picks up with a cool little battle between her and herself, just trading blows back and forth, eventually till it getting a good look on her and dipping out and leaving her just laying there in ruin pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as she's laying there in ruin, she gets visited by Zatanna, or the spirit of Zatanna, or whatever.
Astral projection is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Who goes on for 3 pages to say things backwards. Basically, she's basically saying, your voice is yours alone. Is mine alone. Saying mystical things to her.
She keeps calling her by every name and title she has. Diana of Themyscira, Diana of the Amazon, Diana of the Wild Eyes, Diana, Princess of Hell, and she's saying it over and over and over again. I had to decipher all of this. I had to get my Ovaltine decoder out of my box to figure it out.
They do love to do that, especially in these Wonder Woman or ancient Greek things. People like to state their resume before they state their name.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah. So we see her. Hey, Fan.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
That's good. But we get back to the Huron. We go back to the Huron where we see Diana having a discussion with who is she having this discussion with? It's not Cersei. Who's she having?
Edda.
Edda, right? Edda. Who's talking about all of these different things. She's actually we get some. There's some mention actually from Edda who talks about some of the things from her parents. Actually, that may not be read. That may be a little bit later in the story. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, this just felt like a bunch of just stuff, just trying to re-explain what this negative effect energy thing is, and that the balance of everything is off. That's why it's here, because she's now in the real world doing all of this good. There's going to be this negative reaction, and they're arguing with her, saying, Diana, I think you might have misjudged it, because we're here in the real world a lot, and we actually see all the bad things happening. You being a force for good here is putting the proper balance to the world. It's not putting it it's not making it unbalanced.
Yeah, and basically saying that whenever she's around, she promotes a feeling of safety and security and goodness and peace and everything, and this other entity is kind of the inverse of that. It's promoting insecurity and evil and all those other type of things. So,
and that it's actually causing the imbalance in nature, not Diana. Diana is the answer to an imbalance, and now this thing being here has put it back in imbalance, and that gives them their idea of how to go about addressing it properly. We need to get to a higher authority to judge the situation of me being here and this thing being here.
Right. So Diana basically wants to have an audience with Gaia, who is, for lack of a better term, is the Earth, basically.
I call her Awa.
Awa, okay. Okay. And she basically pleads with Cersei and Athena to allow her to have this audience with Gaia.
Yeah, and it takes a little bit of magic and a little bit of blood. She goes to a place, does a little ritual, and boom, she's drugged through the ground all the way to what could be considered the center of the earth, where she is face to face with Gaia.
Yeah, who has a huge, huge face.
Got a big old head.
unlike Bane.
Yeah, this is where Bane's head is.
Mhm.
Now we know.
Mhm.
Now we know. From
Right.
little head to big head. Like I'm seeing the symmetry in these books all of a sudden. But she's pleading with it, explaining the situation to Gaia, talking about how, like, like I thought I was throwing the world into imbalance being here. But I believe you've been tricked by this thing. And Gaia doesn't take kindly to being tricked, doesn't like it. And she takes stock of the world, she takes a look at it, she reassesses everything. And she comes to the conclusion that Diana is right, that Diana's presence isn't throwing things into imbalance, that she is an answer to all these negative things happening on this world, and that this creature, this I don't know what you'd even call it, this energy being of her doesn't belong here, and Gaia takes it into the earth.
Yeah. And she basically Gaia kind of says, you will fight this darkness. You will give your life in my name. So be it. And like you said, he takes the darkness into the earth as well. And um, yep, quickly gone. But then we see a final shot with Diana and Steve talking, and Steve says to Diana, "Are you all right?" And she's like, kind of like, "Yeah, all right," might not be the actual correct words to be using. Um, and he says, "You want to talk about it?" She's like, "The creature's gone. Gaia destroyed the Earth. Gaia like the Earth, she's like the one and only."
That one, yep, that's
Exactly.
the one.
Yeah, you may call her Iowa.
Yeah, Awa.
um,
And he also does make a little offhanded comment that I did have a conversation with the military while you were away. Yeah, they haven't forgot about you. So they're reminding us that from about 4 or 5 issues ago, after the battle at Gateway City and the Tetracide, the military has a specific interest in Wonder Woman, and they kind of remind us of that in one little panel. Like, that ain't going away.
Right. And then while they're talking, they see this alert on the television that basically says, in Gotham City, a strange swirling. Did I read that right?
Yeah, strange swirling mark was left to the
Right.
latest victim, and Wonder Woman says, it's the mark of Hecate, or however you say the name, the god
Right.
that she convenes with on a regular basis.
Right. So we have that in Gotham City. So guess where Diana is going next issue?
To see Batman.
To see Batman. And that will
Batman with
actually
a little head.
exactly. So that will Wonder Woman will be the first part of the crossover, and then they will be in Batman number 16 together as well. So
It's a
there's a
great,
two-part
great
crossover.
issue.
Yeah.
We had one issue that was nothing but an all-out brawl, just page to page, cover to cover brawl. And then the next book we have this week was a story where it showed us that swinging fists and throwing blows isn't the answer. We have to find a different way. So it was kind of cool getting the climactic end to both of these fights and their approach completely opposite. It was really cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the one that doesn't, says fighting is not the way, how that plays out in DCKO.
Yeah, I would like to see Wonder Woman and Batman meet, and the first thing she does is a spell to make his head bigger.
Exactly. It's the anti Dragoda spell.
Yeah.
But yeah, the two great issues again. The Wonder Woman one was kind of a quick 2-issue type thing, so we'll get back into probably a longer story arc now. Well, we'll have another issue of Wonder Woman Batman, and then we'll probably get into the longer.
Yeah, the fight
arc
with
after that.
Giganta is coming up. So I'm
Right.
guessing, like, what's it called? Like something Sector S or something like that.
Mm.
Has got all those rogues
Right.
put away, the one that let Zatanna out. So we know that's coming up, but they're about to be throwing some rogues at Diana. We got the
Yeah.
Giganta battle coming up.
We got over the past couple of weeks, we got some huge spoilers of some of the, not only Diana but Flash. We got some stuff on Batman. We got we got
Superman, Hawkman
Superman.
covers.
Yeah, exactly. So we got some spoilers for, or maybe some mouth-watering things that are coming up in the Absolute universe in the next year or so. Scott Snyder says that on Batman, they're on it for at least 30 to 40 issues, and possibly even extending that to 50 if they find that they want to do small little detours on the Batman story and throw some things in the middle there. So they expect them to be around for a good number of years still. So. We learned that Absolute Green Arrow is coming out and Absolute Zatanna, I believe, is coming out in May of next year. I believe they said. So look forward to that. But yeah, it's growing, it's getting bigger, and it's still ruling the sales charts. So
Yeah, dominating the market.
exactly, which is great. So, but that's going to be it for this edition of DC Comics Deep Dive. I am Paul. He is Mark.
But we are Legion.
And you're now leaving sector 2815.